Hey everybody, we're doing a little recording for you here. We're going to highlight the storm system that is moving in and talk about snowfall for this area, talk about the temperatures. I'm then going to take a break and talk to you about longer term, what we think is going to be happening in this area, if we're going to come out of this winter pattern or not. We're going to start by showing you the United States map, and I think there's only 3 or 4 states that do not have weather alerts, and most of these are associated with our storm system. The pink shaded area, that would be winter storm warnings, and it covers anywhere from the southwestern U.S. all the way to the New England area, including all of our area. Some of the areas of big concern would be the purple shades. Those would be ice storm warnings, and we could be looking at substantial power outages in parts of East Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, southern Tennessee, and then over near the Atlanta area, even just north of Atlanta probably, over into the Carolinas. So big time ice down in those areas, it looks like. So I wanted to show you the big picture on this, and then we're going to kind of hone in on it a little bit and kind of show you the local version. So first of all, we have a cold weather advisory in effect. This is through noon Saturday. We'll probably see this get extended a little bit more, though. Wouldn't shock me if this goes all the way into the first of the week because of the cold weather and the low wind chills. It doesn't take much wind when you've got these temperatures as cold as they are. Just to give you an example of what it's going to feel like, take a look at this. Wind chills as we get you through the weekend, we're talking maybe 10 to 15 below zero, pretty much staying at or below zero most of the weekend. So you get the idea. It's cold and it's going to stay cold. Next up, winter storm warning. This is now from late Saturday through very early Monday morning and includes all of this area because, again, this is going to be for snow. We're not looking for any ice in this area. It's all going to be just for the form of snow. Now, this is going to come in 2 waves. Wave number 1 is going to be kind of like the warm-up act. This will be on Saturday afternoon, evening, maybe an inch or 2 at the most, and maybe not even that. The air is going to be pretty dry, but you'll get a little snow possible Saturday afternoon, evening, and then there'll be a break. And then don't think it's over because the main part is going to be wave number 2, which comes later Saturday night into Sunday mid-afternoon. That's where most of the snow will come, is in wave number 2. The storm, as I'm putting this together here on Friday night, is now in the southwestern U.S. You can see with a water vapor satellite, the white indicates more moisture, and you can see it's moving off into the northeast, which is in our direction. There's what it looks like. Again, this is Friday evening as I'm recording this segment, but you can see the snow and the ice developing across the southern plains, and of course that's going to be moving off to the northeast. That's what we'll be watching. Here's a closer look. And again, this is now, you can start to see some of the snow. And again, this is as I'm putting this together, but this will be advancing northward as we head through time. So locally, not anything here on Friday evening. This will be changing some Saturday, but mostly changing as we get into Saturday night and into Sunday. So let's talk about the timing on this. We don't anticipate any trouble with any precipitation through until probably early afternoon Saturday. And as you can see, it's very scattered and very light. This is wave 1. Remember, we talked about 2 waves. Wave 1 might even catch a little break where we don't have much, as you can see there, Saturday night. But then the main action will come in overnight. We're thinking 2, 3, 4 in the morning on Sunday, and then it will tend to pick up in intensity. That's the kind of the deeper blues and purples are kind of there. You see shades of blue. This would be Sunday morning, and then moving out of the area by mid-afternoon into the evening, and then the snow is over. So the main part of this is going to be Saturday night into Sunday morning, tapering off later in the day on Sunday. It's mostly going to be a Sunday morning, early afternoon event for us. Now, I'm going to show you my snowfall prediction in a little bit. I thought this was a great example here. This came from the National Weather Service in Indianapolis, and you've seen all of these things all over the internet about how much snow we're going to get in all these really big numbers. Basically, they took the same model. It's the Euro model, and on the right side you see one number, and on the other side you see another number. The lower numbers are indicating how much snow is actually going to be if you went out and measured it. That's how much snow they're forecasting to be on the ground. Because some of the snow is going to compact, it's going to fall over a long duration of time, and some of it will compact. The other side is if none of it compacted, it all just fell one time and boom, you had a bunch of snow. So you can't just look at a computer model and see those numbers and say, well, that's how much snow we're going to have on the ground. There's a lot of factors that go into this. How cold is the air aloft? How much moisture? Is there going to be any compacting? I just wanted to show you this because basically the Weather Service is saying, looking at the same model, but there's different outputs from the model, and you got to be careful with what you're looking at. So here's my forecast total. I think by the time it's done, a lot of 5 to 9s will be common, maybe some 6 to 10s in the south areas, and then a little bit less to the north, although I still think 5 or 6 up there. It's still a sizable storm, don't get me wrong. That's my forecast. This is our in-house computer model, and you can pick out raw numbers with this, but specific locations. And again, a lot of 5 to 9s in the middle, maybe some 6s and 7s up north, and maybe a couple 10s sprinkled in the south. Again, that's a computer model there generating that. The map before is one that I kind of put together, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, I think this is interesting because you may say, well, how common is it to have a snow of this magnitude? It's not very common, actually. I went back and looked, and by the way, this weekend is the anniversary of the blizzard of '78. And I went back and looked, and I tried to find, when did we have a one-day snow? Now, in other words, if we have a snow system that overlaps 2 days, and I didn't count those, because this one that's coming up is going to be primarily all on Sunday. So how many times since the blizzard of '78, which has been almost 50 years, have we seen a one-day snow total of over 6 inches? It's only happened 10 times in almost 50 years. And the most we've had after the blizzard was a 10-inch total back in 1982. So, when you see numbers that are like 12 inches and 15 inches and all this, not that that can't happen, it has in the past, but it hasn't happened in almost 50 years in this area, at least one-day total. So that's how, rare something like that would be for that to happen. Okay, I'm going to show you the wind gusts, and we're going to take a quick break because some folks have been asking about wind. There won't be too much wind. It will pick up on the backside. Notice the clock. Once we get into the afternoon when the snow is starting to move away, then these are peak wind gusts. So we could get some gusts of 20, 25, and the wind will be from the north, kind of north-northwest. So rural areas, the outlying areas, there could be some blowing, drifting snow, especially impacting east-west roads because the wind will pick up some behind it. So we're going to talk steady winds, 15 gusts to 25. And it'll be a fairly dry snow, so that will kind of move that snow around just a little bit as the snow is moving out, and we start to get the wind picking up just a little bit. So we're going to take a quick break, and then when I come back, I want to talk longer term because it is going to be cold for a while and kind of give you an idea if we see any more snow coming and if we see any break from the cold. So that's coming up here in just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to look longer term and see if we see anything else coming as far as any other big storm systems and see what the temperatures look like as we tend to round out this month and we start the month of February. So we're going to start here getting into early next week. A little clipper system comes in late next Wednesday. Early Thursday may bring some snow showers here right now. It doesn't look like anything big with that, but what it will do is it just will reinforce the cold that's in place, and that cold is going to stay with us for a while. So again, after we get through this weekend storm system, much of next week calms down as far as any more big storms. Now we're going to go out to the end of the month, and it looks like the next storm is going to go pretty far south. This is January 30, and you'll see one in the southern plains, and then it moves over into the southeast. Now this may produce some snow in parts of maybe the Carolinas, mid-Atlantic, and then watch what happens. It moves up the coast about Feb 2. So we think the next potentially bigger storm system is going to track along the Gulf Coast and up the eastern seaboard. This could be a big snowmaker for places like Baltimore, Washington, D.C., New York, Boston, places like that. We're going to see the storm track go south of us as we round out the month, as we're going to be cold, but we don't see any more big systems near us, at least not in the near future. So let's talk about the temperatures now. So what we're looking at is the 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook, the end of the month and the first couple days of February. And clearly we're going to be cold. I mean, we're going to round out January and we're going to start February with some cold weather. It's also going to be dry. Remember, the storm track is going to be suppressed south of the area. So we're going to be dry for the most part, and we're going to be cold to end January and to start February. Okay, now we're in the first week of February. We're still below normal, but maybe not as much. Maybe trying to come out of the deep freeze a little bit, but still forecast to be colder than normal here. A lot of the west and the high plains will start to warm up, and we also think we'll stay in that drier pattern around this area. So rounding out the month and starting February, colder than normal and drier than normal. That's kind of what we're looking at with the longer term temperature outlook, and kind of that idea stays with us. This model run just came in, and now this is now Feb 7 to 20. So this is right there in the middle part of February. The white shaded area in the middle is near normal, but the east looks like it's staying below normal. So, you know, these colder temps, even though they may ease off some in mid-Feb, they do look like they're going to stay around, and we may be looking at some colder than normal temperatures here as we round out the month. So, you know, winter is not done with this area just as of yet. So before I wrap things up here, I want to go over this again because probably one of the biggest questions we get would be snowfall totals. I still think this is going to catch us pretty good. A lot of the heart of the area is 5 to 9. I think the farther south, a little deeper moisture, the numbers may be slightly higher. I've got about 6 to 10. I think ice is going to be south of the Ohio River, and the big time ice is going to be deep south, you know, Mississippi, you know, into Louisiana, places like that. So I don't think locally we have to worry about freezing rain or sleet. I've had a lot of people ask if I thought we were going to have any power outages. I don't think anything big at all with that. You know, we can't rule out a few here or there with, you know, with some 20, 25 mile per hour winds, but I don't see anything as far as significant problem with power outages because the snow is going to be pretty dry, so it won't really stick to tree limbs and power lines. And then also we don't expect any sleet or freezing rain in our immediate area. So it's going to be a snow event for this area. And again, I think heavier amounts farther south. And most of this will happen late Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then tapering off during the afternoon and evening on Sunday. So let's take a quick look at the forecast, and a couple of those I guess I've got underneath my camera there, but you can see the snow showers come in on Saturday. The bulk of the snow is Saturday night late into Sunday, and look what follows that, 4 below zero. That's the air temperature on Monday morning. And by the way, also, those of you with kiddos, probably no school Monday, maybe not Monday or Tuesday. I mean, so, but might want to make plans that they're probably not going to get a long weekend. But -4 Sunday night, 0 Monday night, -4 on Tuesday night. So we could be looking at 3 straight nights with 0 to sub-zero air temperatures, not even counting the wind chill. And then you can't really see it underneath where my camera is, but we get back up into only the low 20s on Thursday and Friday. So we stay below freezing. This is a good time too to remember, you know, we talk about this, maybe open the cabinet doors if you've got a sink where, you know, it's the outside wall is exposed, and sometimes you have problems with the freezing up. Open the cabinet doors, let the heat in there. Also, sometimes it's a good idea to let the water drip a little bit. Don't forget the pets. I mean, my gosh, we got to take care of the pets and make sure that they've got somewhere to go. So that's kind of what we're looking at with, you know, with the temperature. And I wanted to end with just a couple fun things here. Ted Roach sent me some great pictures. We had the Northern Lights in the early part of this week were visible, and look at this picture. Fantastic picture. This was from Knox County. I mean, this could be on a calendar, and here comes another one right here. Check this out here. I mean, just beautiful. And thanks to everybody who sent in pictures. I had a ton of nice pictures, but Ted, my gosh, those are some of the best Northern Lights I've seen here in this area. So again, thanks, Ted, and thanks to everybody who's been following along with us with our online you know, updates on the storm. So that's where we stand as of right now. The bulk of our snow is Saturday night late into the day Sunday, tapers off after that, and just get ready. The cold is here, and it's going to last for a while.